Yeah, so we find half of employees say that they're feeling pressured to use these tools, otherwise they feel like they're going to be left behind. So this is why I think it's just so critically important that, organisations have their AI strategies, they've got their governance mechanisms, but importantly, they're leaning into how employees are using it. They understand. They've got open conversations between supervisors and teams, managers and teams around how they're using it, because we're finding a lot of people say that they're hiding their use of AI. And even when organisations are providing their lockdown, more secure kind of tools, AI tools that maybe have higher levels of security, we find a lot of employees say that they're still using the free public tools on the side and trying to pass off sort of AI generated work as their own. So I think just in terms of that governance, just making sure that that's extending to sort of accountable and responsible use by employees. And sometimes it's not intentional always. People just maybe don't really recognise some of the problems they're creating here.
For me, there's something about education in that, right? I think, and again, another pickup I grabbed from your survey was, while Australia's trust levels were low, and again, we're going back to February here, a country like India had very high trust levels. And that's an economy that has a lot to lose with AI potentially displacing work. But they seem to have embraced it, faced into it. The government's provided free training for the entire population. So I can't help but wonder whether education's a big part of this, right?
Absolutely. That's why, when we're talking about the foundations of unlocking the benefits from AI, it has to start with AI literacy and training. And that sort of training, there's obviously different forms of that. And I think, we can adopt sort of AI literacy competency framework.
Well, there certainly are concerns by people as to what AI means for their jobs, absolutely. Does it remove their job? Does it change their job? What does that mean? And so we absolutely have laws and, industrial instruments and so on that regulate how employers and employees communicate. I think certainly in my conversations with our employment lawyers, they always sort of lean into the importance of communication about these projects and not sort of springing it on people. And indeed, there are, I understand, certain sort of triggers where communication is even mandatory, and for these sort of transformational projects. And so that definitely needs to be factored into any major transformation, not just AI, but AI certainly bringing about quite a number of them.
You mentioned the ground up swell of ideation and innovation. I think that's one of the things that we're seeing across the business. We're about to take on another cohort of grads early next year. That'll be our third cohort since ChatGPT. So we will now have a graduate population who have always used ChatGPT at university. And that changes the way they think, the way they operate. So we're finding that a lot of those sort of ideas are coming from that group.
I'm seeing the same thing with our workforce as well. As long as you help them understand that it is not fallible, and that they've still got to bring their context, because the AI doesn't know all of the context, the AI doesn't know all of the people involved, then it's actually a powerful enabler. And I haven't seen any evidence yet of it making people lazy or